Hello everyone, Limbo Part 5 coming at you. And it seems we are actually entering another outside area, so maybe we're done with the spooky...
And smoke!
And, well, that too, yes, there is stuff in the background still. And this very dark, brooding area. This actually will require a bonus video, this little piece that I'm looking at. It leads to an extra part of the game that you can't access until you beat the game once. I will show that section off in a bonus video, but for now I'll show the main part. That
Are there bunnies?
There are not bunnies. I know, that is disappointing.
Is there chocolate?
Well, you know, it's... I won't say anything. There probably isn't chocolate, but I will say it's hard for me to tell.
Okay, then I gotta ask you one question.
Okay.
It's very serious.
Okay.
And I need you to give me an honest answer.
Alright.
Are there chocolate bunnies?
I don't think so. I don't think there are chocolate bunnies. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about things.
Bunnies.
I've been wrong about things before, so I don't want to get your hopes up, but I don't think they're chocolate. If I were a betting man, I would say chocolate bunnies are not on the menu, but hey, that's just me. I could be wrong.
Well, I'll just settle for watching you ride this dragonfly.
Yes, because there's this gigantic bug who we can scare him off when we get too close too quickly, but if we edge ourselves little by little...
And then jump on him!
And then, yeah, get that shit. Of course, he tries to kick us off because he's a gigantic-ass bug. Look at the size of that douchebag. Jesus Christ.
When does his legs rip off, as it would in real life?
Well, right about now, I think.
There we go.
What is with our
Conveniently, his leg ripped off only when I was where I needed to be.
Yeah, and it's still spazzing out.
That's like, no, I should have said that more like Speed Racer. Conveniently, his legs ripped off as soon as I was where I needed to be. Ha!
Like, what is with the protagonist and his obsession with ripping the limbs off of poor unsuspecting animals? I mean...
I don't think that spider was poor or unsuspecting.
Well, we kind of picked a fight with him. I'll say that much. We ripped off 3 of his arms. He was pissed. You know, I would be pissed if you ripped off 3 of my arms. I'm just saying. I mean, and I don't have 8 to spare. You know, I wouldn't have 5 to spare. If you ripped off 3 of my arms, I'd be at -1 arms. And that would suck.
Well, I mean, you can always buy new arms. I mean,
you could.
Walmart sells them.
I'm sure there's a black market for everything.
You would just need to get the bullets.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would depend. There are ways to get around these things. But, well, in the meantime, we're back in the industrial area. Very factory-looking type of setting. Factory being appropriate, especially given the setting for this next puzzle.
Fun puzzle is fun.
Because, yes, lots of jumping. Yeah, this one doesn't introduce any death failures or anything like that. Just a couple of instances of trying to set things up correctly, because it can be easy to lead yourself astray, because it's all about climbing over these things in a timely manner. Because when you hit that button off on the left, something wondrous will happen. Well, what something wondrous might be? It's a very slowly rolling tire. Maybe it's like a gigantic donut. Would that be more exciting?
Only, no, I like to think of it more of like those cookies that are wafer with pink frosting in the middle. I mean, on the wafer.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Oh, that's as far.
And it has like sprinkles on it.
I do enjoy sprinkles. I enjoy a lot of things. So what we'll have to do then is hit the button and then press it forward just a little bit more. There we go.
And not fail.
And not fail, and not suck at life. I mean, you know, that's one of the few things I do well, sucking at life. But in this case, it's a matter of being on that side. Go that way. There we are. It's all about keeping that momentum.
Now you're thinking with your ass.
I do a lot of things with my ass.
That's another Futurama reference. That's using your ass.
I do enjoy my Futurama, as much as I enjoy a lot of things.
What's your favorite Futurama episode?
Oh, God. There are lots of good ones. I will say the one that I've seen the fewest, and I think most pet lovers with me will agree on this, is the Sad Dog episode. That
one was brilliant.
That episode was brilliant, and because it's so goddamn brilliant, I've only seen it once, and I can't watch it after that. Seymour, yes.
My favorite episode was always, though, been the one with the time skips. With the Globetrotters.
That one is pretty damn good.
And my favorite part of it is these kids outside a bank and whatever, and they're like, "Stupid old people, why should we have to pay for their retirement?" And it's like, And he's like, now he's like 80 years older. And he's like, I deserve free money.
That's how it goes, man.
That was just, and you know, we're talking about like how Futurama was, you know, it was one of those shows that was just brilliantly written, right?
It was.
And that episode was so good because too, it's like, how did Fry win Leela's love? Because he did something that nobody knew about because there was a time skip, and they were at a, you know, they were getting married, and nobody could figure out what he did, and then you finally realize he had literally moved the stars, you know.
Yep.
And then it ends up though that he can't prove it to her, right?
Right.
And so he has to run.
It's an excellent episode, and I love the part when, what's the name of the Professor Basketball dude? I can't remember his name.
The Globetrotter?
Professor Bubblegum?
Bubblegum Tate, I think.
Yeah. When he's like, yo, Professor Farnsworth, you mind if I dribble while I study? Only if you'll allow me to do the same. Because he dribbles, because he's...
Everyone becomes an honorary globetrotter about Bender.
Yeah. You missed it, Bender. Oh. Classic. Classic shit. So in this case...
What do you think about the new plot line with Fry's now dating Leela? That it finally happened.
It was inevitable. I don't have anything wrong with it. I think
It does. I find it also does one of those things that most cartoons never do, which is forward progression.
Right.
Gives you a sense that the time is actually flowing.
Yeah,
I mean, The Simpsons, they're always 8 years old forever, and nothing really ever changes, except, you know, I mean, except when it changes, but it doesn't make sense. Like how Selma has a baby, and then the baby turns 2, but Bart and Lisa are still the same age, even though they were around for when the baby was not alive and only 1.
It does give that sense of a storyline, which is nice.
By the way, have you ever seen a show called Yes Dear?
Not in a long time, but yes, I am aware of it.
Okay, good. As long as you know the show. This had one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. You know, child actors, sometimes you can't always get the same one. Sometimes you use twins because they're not always that easy to, you know, you can't get them for that much time, so you use twins. Now, Yes Dear had a lot of twins.
Yep.
And they also had the character Logan, is just the younger brother of the Moocher family, right? This character was played by 4 different child actors.
Wow.
And in one episode, they actually make fun of it, and they're like doing like a documentary on a documentary's been done on the family, and so they're talking about Logan, and you see a picture of the first actor, and then a picture of the second, and then the third, and then the fourth.
At least it's like self-aware at that point.
But that's not even the weirdest thing that this show did with their child actors. Near the second to last season, you know, it's always been Logan. I think the other character was Dominic and Sam, which is the other family's kid, and there was only the 3 kids. But then they'd introduce, I guess probably one of the actresses got pregnant or something, but they introduced a new child, and the name of it is Emily. This child, like at the last episode of the season, is born, and she's a baby, right? Mm-hmm. 1 year passes, season-wise, life-wise, you know.
Right.
And this child, is she a toddler? No. Is she 2? No. She's like 4.
Oh, shit.
And talking, and walking, and everything, and I'm like, in what timeline consistency could this have possibly have happened? You know, it's like they introduced the character, and all of a sudden she's 3 years older now. I don't know. I was always confused as hell by that.
It's TV show time. It can't be measured in mortal terms.
You expect to see that in a cartoon, but it's so weird when that happens in a live action show.
Right, does not happen very often. What it does, it throws us off. Speaking of getting thrown off, this part is awesome because it sets the whole world in motion in the most literal sense of the
wonder, are you actually in a factory the whole time? Like I hinted at before, wink wink.
Well, definitely this part of the game, yes, it is very much an industrial factory thing. And putting that gear into place causes this entire apparatus to rotate around until it reaches a certain fixed
Shouldn't he be vomiting?
I'm sorry?
Shouldn't he be vomiting?
I probably
The whole
would.
entire place in which he is standing on is rotating whilst keeping him upright. The G-force alone should probably make him puke.
It's probably a little disorienting, although if I were in his position, I'd be more terrified I'd be too terrified to barf, which is...
That's a great tagline. Too terrified to barf.
For a good, like, horror movie?
Yeah.
I'd get behind that. Also, this is the first time...
Attack of the killer clowns, you know, he's too terrified to barf.
Oddly enough, this is the first time in a while we've seen a magnet button. We have seen magnet buttons, I'm pretty sure, but it's been a while. So at this point, it should be obvious that since this magnet thing just stays active indefinitely, it's just a matter of placing the box accordingly and getting it set up so that you can bounce off it to reach that ladder. But yeah, it's a slow incline or decline, so it's not too hard to manage. And yeah, I like the nice touch with the lamp. It's kind of
That's not indefinitely.
well, like the button stays on until you turn it off.
Ah, that's indefinitely.
The door, on the other hand, yeah, that's time sensitive, so you
What
gotta
if
get
it's
on
a power
that.
failure though?
Then we'd be SOL if some jerk came and pulled the plug. Luckily, we're done with that area, so it wouldn't affect us too bad anyway. More buzzsaws. Gigantic ass. Well, that one's not.
That looks like fun. Can we inspect it?
You know, what's the worst that could happen? I've got a good feeling.
This is very interesting.
Buzzsaw.
There's a background buzzsaw,
Yeah.
but it's the front round, whatever you call it, foreground buzzsaw that will kill you,
Exactly.
which is attached to the background one, I assume.
I think we can assume that. Yeah, it might just be like the back rotor of it or something like that. And yet again, the world is a turnin'.
You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round.
Well, yeah, it was at that point that I realized, oh shit, I shouldn't have pushed this box forward. But luckily it's an easy fix, because now that we've dodged that once, we can set things up accordingly. Because yeah, otherwise that box gets stuck in the corner, and you are pretty much dead. Yeah, just legs first.
Silly. Why are you so silly?
Those chainsaws are pretty silly, or buzzsaws are quite silly. And deadly. And hilarious. And not tasty.
I like how the sponsored video right now for what I'm watching is a video called The Lesbian. I don't know if you're seeing that as well.
I am not. I have not been watching as many lesbian videos as
No,
some.
on the suggested videos, the ad or sponsored video says The Lesbian.
Huh. No, I do not see that online. I guess I could. Guess I'm missing out. I actually don't see any sponsored videos online, just the recommended for you. But I don't know. That does it for Mr. Box. He was a cool character.
Well, if anyone wants to look it up, it's a video called The Lesbian by Humara Movie. Humaramovie. Check it out. I'm sure it's something.
I bet it is something. But Mr. Box has
Ow,
met its
you
untimely
just scraped
fate.
the skin off your knees.
That did not look very comfortable. I'll assume
He
that he
is
was
clearly wearing shorts.
Oh yeah. I'll assume that he was on his feet the whole time, but you're right. It looked.
You now have no skin on your hands or knees.
Not to mention all the glass shards that are still probably stuck on his legs as well.
This kid's
from
tough.
earlier. This kid's a fucking badass, dude. I wouldn't fuck with him. And yet another world-turning event.
He also just withheld a box instead of being crushed.
Yep. Yeah. If we would have been much further forward, then yeah, it would have crushed our ass. Well, not just our ass. It would have crushed other things. But it would not.
What if
speaking of getting
what if
crushed,
it crushed everything but your ass?
then well, I guess I'd be in good shape. Well,
I always wondered what that would look like, just an ass, like a detached from the rest of the body, just an ass. Because if you think about it, the ass, it makes sense, the visual look and form of it when it's attached to everything else. But what is an ass by itself?
What is an ass by itself?
That's a philosophical question.
That's a very existential quandary. So I'll have to get back to that now.
Because some people have, big asses, some people have small asses, some people apparently don't have an ass. So you're like, what is the ass? If it's not attached to anything, what would it be on its own?
I see that butterfly as a good analogy or a good allegory for.
All right, you audience, think about that question. Post it in the comments what you think an ass is.
An ass by any other name. Right? All right, well, that concludes part 5. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for watching.